Hey, welcome back to a new video. I'm walking around my house because I don't feel like going outside in the rain and all that. So, here we go. I've literally just been pacing around my living room like I'm doing now, just thinking about stuff, thinking about the past as usual, and I've talked about this person before ad nauseum on my channel in the past before I deleted everything. But I'm not getting aimed or anything. I'm just kind of reflecting on like everything, and if anyone doesn't, for anyone who doesn't like get it, or any like new people, if there are like any shockingly new people watching this shit, damn, I swore watching this stuff. Like, long story short, I had this very weird friendship with this person. I'm only going to refer to this person yet, so I'm not even going to refer to like their gender or whatever, because I'm completely over that person for the most part. Just like reflecting back on everything, it's like insane. It's like literally insane. And long story short, like I still don't know what the full extent of my feelings were for this person because, okay, I'm just gonna tell a story. Well, long story short, like between like junior year of high school and a couple years ago, I had this like on off friendship with person X, and it was weird at times, very intense, like emotionally, at least from my end. Like, I don't know how the heck person X felt about everything completely, but reflecting on everything, like, it's so weird because I don't know. Like, I can tell you guys one thing, I was not like sexually attracted to person X. I never wanted to like sleep with them or whatever. Like, well, for one, he was very codependent, or at least on my end. Like, my, like the friendship was super unhealthy at points, especially towards the end, but mainly because of my stuff, my mental BS. Like, I don't want to villainize this person in any way, because I'm not the type of guy. But he's not that type of guy anymore. But it's so weird. Like, it was more than like a simple friendship, or even more than a simple close or best friendship. I guess to describe how I felt about this person, I honestly, like, I guess I just wanted their approval more than anything. I wanted them to, like, because not to share too much about person, but they were like a very like walled person, kind of closed off, and I just wanted them to like let down all their walls around me and stuff. I want it to be like the top person in their life, whatever. I never felt possessive of them or anything, like not in that weird way. Oh, they can't be friends with anyone else. They can't be close with anyone else. But admittedly, whenever like the topic of dating came up and that person mentioned dating other people, I did get kind of jealous, which kind of makes me doubt if, like, it was just like weird space between really liking someone as a friend and potentially liking them romantically. But as I said, there was like zero like sexual attraction, weirdly enough. Like, if you guys don't believe me on that, make that decision. I don't know how to like articulate it better, but it was just like super intense emotional feeling, at least from my end. I don't know how they completely felt about me inside. I'm not gonna try to guess because as an autistic person, I'm horrible at that shit. But yeah. And just looking at how codependent I was on this person, how like desperate I was for them to like care about me as much as I cared about them, how much I like felt for them. Like, I'll tell you this, I've like the first time we quote unquote broke up, well, not quote unquote, like, I'll say the first time we broke up, like in 2018, that literally fucking triggered a mental breakdown. And I'm not blaming them for it. I am just shocked at how much power I gave them and how much like I'm like shocked and ashamed at how much I was like dependent on them for how I felt. And there's also another blow up in like late 2020 something where I legit did something really fucking stupid. And I swore again. I'm trying not to swear, but yeah, I did something really stupid that I'm not gonna repeat because I'm scared of triggering YouTube's TOS, but did something really stupid, not to anyone else but myself, and I regret that. But yeah, I honestly wasn't, yeah, I'm still not the best mentally, and it's kind of unfair to that person, honestly, and honestly unhealthy for myself to be that like dependent on them. And something I just realized while pacing to myself, that if person X could have, like, my friendship with them could have been a lot worse if person X like wasn't a good person, and like if they were like manipulative at all or something, if they were like a bad person, they could have just like completely used me like to do God knows what, and I probably would have went along with it, like, because again, I had no self respect, and I was like that desperate, like for that person to be in my life and all that stuff. And I think part of it was because before person X really, I grew up a really lonely kid. Like, I didn't really recognize it. It didn't really click in my head that, you know, not hanging out with anyone in middle school wasn't like normal. Like, I'd just go home after school and just be terminally online. Like, I'd watch YouTube or play Roblox or whatever. Later on, read fan fiction about TV shows I watched and stuff, read books. Like, I was. I don't want to call myself a loser because that is an anti male term, but I guess one would call me a loser in middle school because I literally had no friends. And even after I started like making friends somewhat, I never really felt wanted, you know. I was never like invited to places first. I never had anyone show interest in me up until I met person X. And I'll tell sort of how we met. Junior year, like first day of junior year, I was sitting alone at lunch because I had just transferred to a new school, so I knew completely no one. And person X literally came up and approached me, which means like invited me to sit with them and their friend group. And that's literally how we met. It may have not been the first day of junior year, but it may have been second day, I'm not sure, but that's literally how we met, was like them approaching me first, and I never really had that happen to me before. And they were also like the first person to like hit me up and like invite me to hang out with them and stuff. And like I'm guessing that like I'm not sure how big of a role that played. Like maybe this is a conversation to be had with an actual person, not just me speaking to a camera to maybe 50 people at best at this point. In the past, it was hundreds, but not anymore. But like my relationship with person X, again, is kind of turbulent because like the reason for the 2018 breakup and my ensuing breakdown was because I said something. I don't want to downplay it, but it was it was something stupid, offensive, like something you expect a fucking teenager to say, like a stupid teenager to say, and they were kind of offended, and I don't know. Maybe it's just for I don't want to blame stuff on like me being neurodivergent or use it as a crutch, but maybe it's like the rejection sensitive dysphoria. I don't know, but then like think it was me hurting that person plus the breakup, and like there's also like a like literal 2 month argument that ensued. Well, nearly 2 month argument where all we did for the next 2 months were just text each other about like a lot of the transgressions I apparently did during our friendship and stuff before then. And but yeah, there was that. The second breakup was honestly a lot of the same. Like I guess that's like part of a course of autistic people like me. I say something stupid and I blow up relationships as a result. I don't know. But looking back, again, it's scary. Like knowing, like looking back at how I felt about that person was scary, because like if I felt that way for anyone who wasn't as good of a person as they are, I could have easily gotten taken advantage of. I could have been like straight up abused in all sorts of ways. Like like the way I felt for that person was unhealthy, and no person should feel that way for anyone the way I felt for person X. And then looking back, as much I don't really regret anything about it. I just view it as like a teachable moment. Like I kind of use person X and everything as a benchmark of what not to do when like interacting with people. So there's that, I guess. Like, and weirdly enough, I never really felt that intensely for someone the same way I did with them, which is good and also weirdly disappointing. Because like part of me like misses like the emotional connection I thought I felt with person X. I don't know. But anyway, this video is getting kind of long. See you guys. Peace. Love y'all.